Yodsanklai Fairtex has long been one of the most recognized names in Muay Thai. Nicknamed the boxing computer because of his excellent technique, it is very interesting to me that he is not more popular. He seems to at times become an afterthought to guys like Saenchai and Buakaw. Hey everyone, it's Nathan from Muay Thai Authority, and in this video, we're going to be looking at Yodsanklai's 32-fight win streak and why it's one of the best win streaks in Muay Thai. Before we get into the video, make sure to smash the like button and follow the channel to stay up to date with all of our videos. Yodsanklai is often considered Buakaw's counterpart. The biggest match that never was in Muay Thai is Yodsanklai versus Buakaw. Despite this, Yodsanklai is an afterthought for a lot of people when they're speaking about Buakaw. Yodsanklai actually captured a Lumpini Stadium championship, something that Buakaw did not. On the international circuit, they have both crushed it, although Yod never won a K1 Max tournament like Buakaw. But on the same note, Yodsanklai only fought twice for K1 in his career, and he was never part of the K1 Max tournament. As mentioned before, this video is about his 32-fight win streak from 2012 to 2019. He went undefeated for 7 years, but the best part about this is that it was a resurgence for Yod. He had oddly been counted out by a lot of people after 2011. Although they probably won't admit it now, people were saying Yod was done. In 2011, he had 6 wins with 3 losses and 1 draw. Not bad, especially considering he had fought 10 fights in 12 months. But it seems the expectations were a lot higher for Yod. The criticism started when he was upset by Yasuhiro Shirasu at Thai Fight. It was a fight he was supposed to win and he didn't. To end the year, he lost his last 2 fights, first to Praxayeng Sitor in the finals of the Toyota Vigo tournament, and then to Arto Kishenko at Rumble of the Kings. All of the losses were by decision. And 10 fights in a year wears on the body, but regardless of that, you started hearing people saying Yod was done. He didn't have it anymore, but man were people wrong, and Yodsanklai was about to prove it. He took a break for 6 months after his fight with Kishenko, and when he came back he was an absolute monster, but at first people didn't realize what was going on. I met Ted Okuno back in 2011, right before Yod had lost his last 2 fights of the year. Ted was Yod's manager at the time for Fairtex. He was always with Yod, and because of this, I was lucky enough to get to meet Yodsanklai on a few occasions. He's a very, very nice guy, humble and quiet. So I reached out to Ted recently and I asked him, when Yod was being criticized by everyone at the end of 2011, was he going through anything or what was the deal? Ted simply responded that he was worn down, that they needed to change things up in his training, and he said to do this, they brought in a guy by the name of Joe Kung from New York to help Yod get into better shape. So while Yod was on a break from fighting for 6 months, he wasn't on a vacation. He was getting his body ready to unleash the most in shape and dangerous Yodsanklai we had ever witnessed. Yod returned to action and scored an impressive win by stoppage over Vladimir Morocic in Slovenia. The win mostly went under the radar, and most people probably didn't even know Yodsanklai had fought. It wasn't until his next fight that people started to talk about Yod again. He was booked to fight Kem Sitsangpinong, who was his former teammate at Fairtex. At the time, Kem was a hot commodity and one of the most talked about Muay Thai fighters. He and his team had been calling out Buakaw to a fight to see who the best was. He had won the Thai Fight 2012 tournament and had a lot of buzz around him. So when the fight was announced, a good amount of people thought Kem was going to win. Then this picture of Yodsanklai surfaced online and he looked shredded, something that Yod wasn't known for. He was never fat, but he didn't look ripped like that. Then people started thinking twice about who they thought was going to win. Then the fight came, and Yod knocked out Kem in the 3rd round. After that fight, 2011 was pretty much forgotten by everyone. Yod was now the new darling of Muay Thai. He became the main guy at Thai Fight and was beating everyone that was put in front of him. And he went on a 32-fight win streak that lasted 7 years. In those 7 years, he beat Kem Sitsangpinong, Johan Lidon, Chike Lindsay, Sammy Sana, Mara Gregorian, Enrico Kell, Andy Sauer, and many more. Yodsanklai went from many people counting him out and saying he was done to putting on one of the most impressive runs in all of combat sports. As they say, all good things must come to an end, and Yod's win streak ended on May 17, 2019 when he lost a decision to Sammy Sana at One Championship. Unfortunately, for Yodsanklai, he would go on to lose his next 2 fights as well before deciding to officially retire in 2021. At this point though, I don't think most will care that he lost the 3 last fights of his career because he proved all the doubters wrong with that impressive 32-fight win streak. Thanks for watching, and make sure to let us know where you rank Yodsanklai in your list of favorite Muay Thai fighters. And as always, if the fight between Buakaw and Yodsanklai would have happened, let us know who you think would have won. Until next time, this is Nathan with Muay Thai Authority, and make sure to support the channel by subscribing so you can stay up to date with all of our videos.